folks, so I guess we are live. It's about, let's see, around 12 o'clock here in New York, East Coast, so I figure maybe it's lunchtime for some of you. For some of you, it's way too early. For some of you, it's way too late, and the rest of my students are sleeping. So sorry about that. I don't want to wake you up, so just keep sleeping, and you can come back and listen to this later. So you probably heard that yesterday I announced this brand new Positive Psychology Master Coach free program, and I am still really excited about it. It's about 6 hours of content, and the way it is divided, it's in three large modules. So let me just go briefly over the modules, and then today we will cover we'll give you overview of module 1 again, because it's about 2 hours in module 1. So in the three modules, the way they are divided is the first one is positive psychology tools. So I will give you about 20 positive psychology tools that you can use today, immediately, as soon as you learn them. Practice, see if they work for you. Some will work, some may not. And hopefully if they do, then you could use the same tools to help people around you. So that's a module 1, just top, positive psychology tools. We're not going to go into research. We will just do the practical tools, and that's what this particular course is all about. Then the next one, we are moving to positive psychology tools for coaching tools, rather. Positive psychology coaching tools. So this will be if you are a coach, or if you want to become one, or simply if you just want to use the tools to help other people. You don't have to be a coach. You can be a manager, leader, C-level executive, or simply a person who wants to help other people. And then a third module, we are focusing on business. So it's all about recreating your existing business and or improving your existing business, and or creating new business where you can use the coaching tools, regardless if that business is for coaching, for training, facilitation, and so on. So let me give you again quick overview. Let's start from module 1. Again, if you sign up, when you sign up, you will get 2 hours of this content. If you don't have a link, please let me know. I might actually have it here. Let me just see if I can pop it in for a second, and I'll come back. Okay, so here's the link. It's academyoflifesuccess.com /positive/psychology/free/training. So you can you can use this link here to sign up for this free program. But again, if you don't have it, I will pop it in again. So let me just, some of you, hopefully you saw this. Let me take this link down, and then we can go into teaching. Okay, I'm back. So let's start again, module 1, post psychology tools, and give you a brief overview what tools we are going to cover in that free training. First, we are going to start from positive psychology model, which the one that we are going to cover is one that was introduced by Dr. Martin Seligman, well known as a PERMA. Again, we'll go a lot more details and do some exercises, but basically for some of you who do not know, so what does it stand for really? P is for positive emotions. So that now, we're going to ask you to think about what brings you positive emotions, what brings you some of the joys, and how can you have more of it. That's really the key. What can you do in your life to bring more positive emotions, right? That's the one side of that happiness model, if you will. The second thing is, and I do have to, I must mention late Dr. Jack Mihail, who unfortunately just passed away last week, who actually introduced the flow or engagement. And it's basically, you can think of what can you do to be more in flow? What can you do to be more engaged? And what's the flow if you think of, when you were a kid and you play the soccer, basketball, baseball with the Barbie, whatever that is. you were truly in the flow. Artists, when they create art, they are in the flow. They don't think, oh, how much I'm going to sell this piece of art for, right? So they are truly in the flow creating that art. Athletes and musicians, right? So they know what flow means. And that's, if you spend more time in flow, that will bring you more happiness. Or relationships. Look, we know that relationships are the number one predictor of happiness. And when we talk about relationships, we don't just talk about, with my partner and with my family. It's really relationships with everybody. From your partner, husband, wife, family, children, cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents. But it's from everybody else, to strangers, right? We can benefit a lot by increasing number of, but most importantly, improving our relationships. Then M stands for meaning and purpose. Now, again, I talk about this a lot. This is not about big meaning. It's not just about big meaning. Why am I here? Many of us still don't have that answer, right? But it's about meaning of everything, almost everything that we do on a daily basis. And trust me, if you think about it, most of the things that you do have a meaning behind it. We'll cover that in more details. Achievement. Look, we are made to do something and to create something and to achieve something in life. So that's really that happiness model. Then from happiness model, we will move to gratitude. And the gratitude, we are going to cover a couple of exercises in this free course. And let's see, what are we going to cover? So we are going to cover something that's called 3 good things, and I will give you a full exercise and exactly what to do. Then we'll cover what's called gratitude ladder. Again, very specific exercise that you can apply in your life as soon as you hear it. When you sign up and you hear this module 1. Again, this is all for free, just the content. And then we are moving, as you know, one of my favorite subjects, or at least subject that I research the most, is the habits. So with the habits, we will talk about how do we identify our existing habits first. So what do you do from the time you wake up to time to go to sleep? That's really the key. Once you figure that out, it gets easier to change your existing habits and or introduce new ones. But the first step is to figure out what we do today, to say, hey, do you want to keep them? Yes or no? Right? The good ones, what we believe they're good for us, healthy, we will keep, of course. And the ones that are not as good or not as healthy, we will replace, rather. Not remove, but replace. Because you may know that when we create the habits, we create this neural pathway in our brain. And that neural pathway basically never gets deleted. You can replace it with new one, all right? It might have a less intensity, but it's kind of always there. So we will talk about the replacement habit and how to help you to replace your bad habits, if you will, with the good habits. Then, from habits, we will move to mindfulness. And this is one of those that everybody talks about mindfulness these days. From our parents, grandparents, children, bosses, be mindful what you're doing. But, very few people really dig deep. What does it really mean? What's a mindfulness? What does it mean, truly? Why does it help me? Why do I need to be in present moment? Does mindlessness help me? And guess what? Mindlessness is good as well. That's a habits. Habits are mindless. However, you have to be mindful first in order to be mindless later. So you have to be mindful to create that habit, and then you can be mindless and release some energy from your brain, right, to think of other things like, what am I going to have for dinner tonight? I don't know yet. I think my wife will be cooking something later, and I will too, put something on the grill. But seriously, that's really important, very important. And then under mindfulness, we will cover, some of the topics like mindful eating, breathing, driving, telephone. When you pick up, somebody calls you, and we all have all these, devices. Let's see, where's mine? Somewhere here. Right, so we all have all these devices, and we pick them up and immediately, and we don't think. Maybe we can take a moment to look at it before the rings stop ringing, and or just ignore them totally. We're going to be talking about mindful walking, maybe doing the dishes, cooking, and so on. So a lot of great techniques to help us become more mindful and therefore truly improve our overall well-being, happiness, and increase chances of success in life. And creating that, what I call really true life success. Here in the West, when we talk about success, what do we mostly think of? Oh, somebody is successful at work. He or she is, has such and such title, such and such level, makes that much money, has, 8-bedroom house and, 3 BMW, and let's not even go better. This is just average person. But seriously, we need to think of our true life success. Am I successful in many areas of my life? Okay, I have a good job, I make good money. How about my spirituality? Well, okay, how about my relationships? And so on. So we will look at all different aspects of life, if you will. Then from there, we will do some exercises, this particular one, to give credit to our friend, the great guy and amazing positive psychologist, Dr. Robert Biswardiner. So this came from his coaching book that I purchased many years ago and learned a lot from Robert. So thanks, Robert, for teaching us so much and for continue teaching all of us. I'm truly grateful to you. Thank you. Then we will move into strength. So we're going to cover, why strengths are important. Why is it important to look at what you're good at? Because guess what? Here's the thing. A lot of people look at what they're not good at, right? Which, of course, we have to improve things that we are not good at. But, first we have to look at what we're really good at. And if you think about positive psychology, it's all based on what we're good at rather than what we're not. It's all based on what the organization is good at rather than what's not. It's all based on what's family good at rather than it's not. It's all based on what our kids are good at rather than what they're not. And then and only then we move on to helping study from ourselves to other people to get better at things that they're not good at. So we'll cover a lot strength as well. Then we will move to optimism and really what I call grounded optimism. And this subject is optimism is really like close to my heart because I truly believe that thanks to my mom, I happen to have more optimistic genes than some other folks. I really do. But I also know, in addition to that, work on my optimism. And I work on my grounded optimism. And what I mean by that is instead of just saying like I used to my wife, everything will be okay, don't worry. That doesn't work for a lot of people. It didn't work for my wife for years. But everything will be okay because, and then I look at the similar situation and the challenge that we had years ago, and I look at the steps that we did to overcome that challenge. So everything will be okay because, remember, 5 years ago, we had a similar situation like this, and that, and because we took these actions, this, and that, everything was okay. So now, when we look back, I'm thinking, if we do some similar actions and look at it that way, everything might be okay, right? Totally different view than what I used to say. Don't worry, everything will be fine. Again, that doesn't work for a lot of people. Be careful just tell everybody like I used to. Don't worry, yeah, I'll be ultimately fine. And then they go, no, they won't. No, you won't. What do I do? So, grounded optimism, great topic that we will cover in this free positive psychology master coach. Again, I will pop in that link later on so you can see it. Let me just actually pop it in one more time. All right, so here's the link, and then I'll keep it for a second. So that's the grounded optimism. And then from grounded optimism, we will move to resilience. Again, another great topic, especially these days. You know, it's just like so important for us to become more resilient. And, you know, I got to tell you that some companies figured this out a long time ago. You know, IBM actually purchased a ton of my resilience courses because they know if their employees are more resilient, right? They will be better at home, they will be better at work, and therefore they will improve IBM, they will help rather IBM to improve their bottom line. Because look, about organizations, it's all about bottom line. And that's so understandable as long as they figure out how to help us to help them. But help us employees first. And we'll do whatever you guys need if you do certain things for us as well, because it's a two-way street. Sorry to say that. And then we'll help you improve your bottom line. So that is resilience. And again, we're going to cover top 10 resiliency factors and go into details for each one. And basically, so in the program, we will cover, and then, you know, there's a goals also that I didn't list it last time. So here are the things that we are going to cover in that first free 2-hour course, 2-hour session rather. So it's a PERMA, post-psychology model, a gratitude, habits, spirituality or mindfulness, strength, optimism, resiliency, and goals. So I hope you will enjoy this positive psychology coaching program. Have fun. Let me know if you have any questions, if I can help. Again, I put my heart and soul and everything into this, and I'm hoping this will help a ton of people, and in turn that you will help folks around you. So thanks so much, and we'll talk soon.